Welcome to the Ambassador of Hope studios, all the way from Georgia, United States of America. Thank you very much for sharing your time with me. You know, time is of the essence, time is life. And so thank you very much for donating some of your time to us so we can make this thing a possibility. I am so grateful to God that we have this connection. You know, life is a series of connections. The bridges that you walk on to get to the next level of your life comes through some bridges called connections. So thank you very much for the connection. Thank you every week, every day as this program builds. I get a lot of feedback, and thank you very much for helping us to make your life and our lives better through this medium of social media. Thank you so much. Listen, we are live on YouTube and we are live on Facebook. The Ambassador of Hope. Please go to Ambassador of Hope. Share with your friends. I'm going to give you some 5 seconds, 10 seconds. Please share. Just share very quickly, and then come back and let's get into something tonight. I'm sure that we are going to learn some great things. It's going to be a blessing. So go ahead, share. I see some few people coming up. I want to welcome all of you. I see a whole lot of people coming up today. God bless you from the nations of the world. You are coming all over. Just if somebody is sleeping at the other side of the world, wake them up and tell them that it's Tuesday with the Ambassador of Hope. I'm right here ready for you. We are going to have some wonderful time studying together. We're going to be wiser. We are going to be better. It's going to be amazing. So come on, share. I'm giving you some few seconds more, and then we are going to get right into business. We are live on the Ambassador of Hope, live on YouTube, live on Facebook. Somebody asked me the other day, he said, I searched for it and I couldn't find you. I said, what? He said, she said, Ambassador of Hope. I said, add the definite article, the Ambassador of Hope. There may be many ambassadors of hope, but there's only one, the Ambassador of Hope. So don't forget that. It's the Ambassador of Hope. And we're going to have a very wonderful time this afternoon or night. I know it's night at another side of the world. I know it's tomorrow at another side of the world. So God richly bless you. This is episode number 3 of our Ambassador of Hope Tuesdays with Ambassador of Hope series. And I just want to do a quick recap. You know, I told you from the beginning, and if you are hearing me for the first time, our mission is to help you to make most out of life. Because what you've got to understand is that, listen, you've got to be concerned about your future because you're going to live there. I'm going to repeat it. Be concerned about your future because you're going to live there. And the thing about it is that nobody wins and nobody progresses when they put their lives on neutral. You don't win, you don't progress when you put your life on neutral. You need a forward push where you engage what the Creator put on the inside of you when He made you, so you can push forward in life. And I have said it and I'll keep saying it. This is not going to be just another religious program, as it were. It's not a church service. You know, you already have some church services already. You have good pastors, teachers, apostles, prophets who teach you and who guide you by the word of God. I'm only coming here to add a little bit of building blocks to give you something to make success out of your life. And in these Tuesdays with Ambassador of Hope, my burden is that I want to help you overthrow some wrong mindsets. Because sometimes the principality that you are fighting, the principality that you are dealing with, is not some entity sitting somewhere. That principality is right between your 2 ears. A wise man, you know, very wise man who had a lot of revelation said that even though we are doing warfare in the flesh, even though we are living in the flesh, we don't fight according to the flesh. Because we have been supplied with some weapons to fight. And those weapons are not weapons of our flesh. They are not fleshy, but they are mighty through God. And that is what helps us to pull down all the principalities that war against us. And he said it's thoughts, mindsets. Those are things. So we want to overthrow, and also our flawed outlook about life and about success. Many teachers who mean well have taught us, but sometimes as you grow, as you mature, you realize that there's a lot of flawed interpretations of a whole lot of things, especially about success. There are times that people even think that you cannot be a true Christian and be successful. And they pick out all kinds of interesting scriptures. For example, when it comes to the area of, let's say, financial success, when people have some money, also Jesus said it's more difficult for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for a rich person to go to heaven. We miss the whole context of what he was talking about. So we want to help shape your thinking. I want to help shape your attitude. And I also want to empower your actions for a better life. That is all I came to do. And so this month of May, we elected to go along a particular theme called burning questions. Burning questions. We'll be looking at some questions in the Bible, in the book, and we try to seek some answers that I believe will put you over in life. Now, we established that when God asks a person a question, when divinity stoops to ask humanity a question, it is not for God's information, it's not for his education. God does not need any new information about anybody. Because before your father met your mother, he said, I knew you. He knows everything about you. He doesn't wake up on a given morning as if he sleeps and begins to figure out, what am I going to do with so and so? No, he's got you figured out already. So when God asks you a question, it is for your benefit. And normally it is to lead you along a path of discovery. When God asks you a question, he's trying to open up a new vista for you, new horizons for you in your life. God wants you to think outside the box. God wants to cause you to see some things about yourself, about others, about life, about possibilities that you ordinarily don't look at. We tend to overlook too many things. We get distracted. And so the questions that the Bible asks us, God asks us, are mostly for self-discovery. It's very important. And in the past 2 episodes, we've already looked at 2 burning questions already. The first one was, why have these things happened to us? And you can go back. I think we have it all saved on our YouTube pages, and we have it on Facebook, on the Ambassador of Hope, nowhere else except Ambassador of Hope. Go there, subscribe. Please subscribe to Ambassador of Hope. Just go there and then we'll just click on the notifications and we'll send you notification. And last week we dealt with where are you? What a self-discovery question. Where are you? Because not until you discover where you are, you will never get to where you want to be. And by the way, if you don't know where you are going, you are probably already there. If you don't know where you are going, you are probably there. And today, our burning question comes from one of the wisdom seminars that was taught by a carpenter from Galilee. Wise person who walked on this earth. And he uses a lot of stories to bring out lessons that we can learn. In fact, in the book that they wrote about him, it is called parables. Parables. A parable is not a true story, but it's a story that is told to align you with life issues. And so this wise carpenter from Galilee told us a parable. He told us a story. And in there is a burning question. That is what we are going to address today. So we're going to get into the book, and in Matthew chapter number 20, Matthew chapter 20, we're going to read the first 7 verses. I'm going to put it out there on your screen for you. Make sure you write all of these things down. And it says, for the kingdom of heaven, beg your pardon, the kingdom of heaven is like a landowner who went out early in the morning to hire laborers for his vineyard. Now, when he had agreed with the laborers for a denarius a day, he sent them into his vineyard. Now, note carefully. He went about the 3rd hour and saw others standing idle in the marketplace. Now, you realize what the marketplace is? That is where we traffic in merchandise. A marketplace is where we do business. And every one of you, you are in a marketplace. Once upon a time, we spent all our lives in the confines of the 4 walls of a church, and we neglected our ability to play ball in the marketplace. And because of that, then, I hate to use that, but for the sake of our conversation, the non-believers, the people who are not of our faith, they've gone so far ahead, and we are playing catch up because we have spent our whole life in the confines of the 4 walls of a church, always speaking in tongues, always praying, no action, nothing, and people are doing business in the marketplace. And here the people were standing idle. Listen, let it not be referred to you as standing idle in the marketplace, where things are happening, where the movers and shakers are doing things. It is time for you and I, believers in God who have the Spirit in us, to begin to play ball, major ball in the marketplace. Wherever you are, whether it's in corporate, it's in business, in ministry, leadership, politics, whatever it is, you cannot be idle in the marketplace. Well, he said to them, you also go to the vineyard, and whatever is right, I will give you. So they went. Again, he went about in the 6th and the 9th hour and did likewise. Now look at this. That's where our burning question is going to come from. And about the 11th hour, he went out and found others standing idle, and he said to them, now note it, why have you been standing here idle all day. They said to him, because no one hired us. And he said to them, you also go to the vineyard, and whatever is right, you will receive. So our burning question for today is, why are you standing here idle all day? Idleness. That's a burning question. If we ask ourselves this burning question and confront ourselves, I believe that we will begin to make inroads into life and breakthrough. Why are you standing here idle all day? One of the greatest barriers to a fruitful and fulfilled life, ladies and gentlemen, is found in this one word, idleness. 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 It is not neutral. In fact, it will cause you to retrogress. Idleness. Now, let me try and define idleness. I'm going to put it there on your screen for you. I said it's a state of being inactive. It's a state of being inactive. And there are people whose state have become a state of inactivity, especially in the face of opportunity. Please hear me and hear me well. I've traveled to multiple countries in this world. I've been to continents in this world. And I've realized that no matter how desperately poor a nation is, no matter how terrible the system is, there are still people who are breaking through because they have refused to allow idleness to put them down. When we talk about idleness, I'm talking about when you don't do what you should be doing at the time you should be doing it. I'm talking about a state of not working at all, even though there's opportunity for you to work. When I talk about idleness, I mean you are dormant. You are dormant. I'm talking about you are inoperative, where your habit is to just laze about. Idleness. And listen, it comes in all kinds of guises. For somebody listening to me today, this ambassador of hope is telling you this. Probably your biggest giant that you ever face is not external. The biggest giant who is fighting you today is not designed from the external, it's internal, it's within you. Because when you spend all your life, you spend the majority of your time, your life, your gift that God gave to you unwisely, then you become idle. And idleness is a twin brother or a twin sister of laziness. Because I have observed people, I'm a casual observer of people. I watch people. Listen, you can learn so much by observing people. Because success and failure always leaves clues. So I like to watch people who are successful, and I watch people who are not successful. And I learn a lot of lessons. And I realize, ladies and gentlemen, that many times people who are idle, they have too many wrong assumptions in life. They expect life to happen to them. They somehow erroneously think that even, listen, I've had people, idle people that I've confronted to help them, and they tell me, listen, work is a curse. Really? Listen, you were unless there's something very wrong with you, which I'm sure you'll be delivered today. Every human being born into this world was created with something on the inside of you to find some work to do. Because in all labor, there's profit. In all labor, there's dignity. Work is never a curse. In fact, Adam, when he was created by God, was put in the garden to work. There was work before the fall. There are others who also assume that life must present no challenges to them. I've seen people who are angry with God, angry with their places of worship, angry with people, and all kinds of things because they don't understand why life is full of challenges. Please hear me. Without resistance, a baby cannot grow. Without resistance, a ship cannot float. Without resistance, an aircraft cannot fly. Resistance is the fact of life. Something must resist you so that there will be a pushback. There are others too who assume that because they are prayerful, because they go to a church, because they serve, because they are nice, because whatever, all the trappings of religiosity, somehow success must find their address. Success knows the address, can give it to UPS or whatever. And there are others who also assume that, well, somebody must do their dirty work for them. But please, if you have a mindset like that, I can submit to you that one of these waking up mornings, you wake up. You will not wake up happy, you wake up angry. You wake up bitter. You wake up, and if you are not careful, you might be jealous and destructive of other people who have decided and determined to be enemies to idleness. So the burning question again to somebody today, why are you standing idle all day? I came to put some fire underneath your feet. Hear me. There's nobody in this life who doesn't have time. Everybody has the same amount of time every day, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Nobody has 8 days a week. Nobody has 25 hours a day. But many times it's the mismanagement of the time that God gives to us that causes us to miss out. Note this. The man asked the workers, he said, why are you standing idle all day? All day. Standing idle all day. So I want to disabuse your mind from something, because maybe you are thinking, oh, so we shouldn't rest. No, that's not what the Bible says. That's not what we are talking about. Because please listen to me. Rest is not a waste of time. It is a temporary change of occupation. I'm going to repeat it. I said rest is not a waste of time. It's a temporary change of occupation. In fact, the Most High God, who needs no rest, as it were, after the 6th day of creation, the Bible says on the 7th day, he rested. Do you know that the object of faith is rest? The object of faith, you live to rest. To rest. Rest doesn't mean you are not working. Rest means that you take time to recharge, to refuel. You sharpen your axe. It's important. So rest is okay, but let me tell you something. When you rest before you are tired, then you are lazy. When you rest when you are not tired, you are lazy. Never forget that. I want to repeat that. If you rest before you are tired, you are lazy. You are idle. And the Bible has so much to say about the dangers and the consequences of idleness. I'm going to give you 3 scriptures. We're going to read those 3 scriptures very quickly. 2 from the book of Proverbs and 1 from Ecclesiastes. You know those books. Listen, read Proverbs, read Ecclesiastes like almost every day, and a lot of wisdom will come to you. In Proverbs chapter 19 and verse number 15, I want to show you something. It says, laziness causes people to slip into a deep sleep. There are people, when they sleep, even if you play talking drums and the decibels go through the roof, they still sleep. And he says it is laziness that does that, and an idle person will suffer hunger. An idle person. When you are idle, when you refuse to commit effort into an endeavor, the end result is hunger. It could be food hunger, money hunger, relational hunger, intellectual hunger. Hunger is hunger. Hunger is something that you need for nourishment, and yet you don't have it because of your circumstance. And you can create that hunger when you are an idle person. Proverbs 14 and 23 says that in all labor, in all work, there's profit. But idle chatter leads only to poverty. Idle chatter. You sit down, there are people that sit. Let me give you an example. I came into the city of Atlanta quite a while ago, and I determined that I came into Atlanta when I was, I think, 42 years old. And I determined that at the age of 42, I don't have too much time. And the mission and the vision and the drive and the passion that was burning on the inside of me necessitated that I did not have enough time to waste. Not to but to waste. And in some of my observations, I realized that there were people who used to congregate in stores. They used to congregate in African stores, congregate in Baba stores, and all day, anytime I would pass by, maybe to go fix my hair, maybe to buy something, I saw these individuals sitting there. They talk about old soccer matches, they talk about old boxing matches, and I looked at them and I just made a mental note that I want to check them up again the next 10 years and the next 20 years. I don't want to give you my finding. It is not mine to give right now. I don't want to be a judge. I refuse to be that. But I learned, and I want you to learn, that idle chatter, the Bible says, only leads to poverty. Don't waste your time. And Ecclesiastes, the wise man, said in Ecclesiastes chapter 10 and verse number 18, that because of laziness, the building, your life is a building. the building decays. And through idleness of hands, the house leaks. Do you need an explanation of this? Listen, idleness is very dangerous. Now let me blow somebody's mind today. You know the small matter called Sodom and Gomorrah. The small matter called Sodom and Gomorrah. You know, preachers have preached it threadbare. We have preached it. We have demonstrated with it, and we all. The major thing is that Sodom and Gomorrah was destroyed because of only one sin that they committed, that abomination that they committed, which all of us know, as it were. But listen, we mostly associate their destruction to this just one thing. But I want to show you a deeper explanation of why Sodom and his sister Gomorrah were destroyed. It was not just one thing. Ezekiel chapter 16 and verse number 49. Now note it carefully, because I want to expand your mind. Many times we become so narrow because of the things that have been given to us, and we don't go forward with it. Listen, he said, look, this was the iniquity of your sister Sodom and her daughter. She and her daughter, that is Gomorrah. Number one, they had pride. Pride. And how we have pride in this world today. Nationalism pride, color pride, money pride, church side pride, this pride, number of Facebook friends pride, followers pride. Come on. Can we take it easy for one more day and understand that without God you are nothing? If you are proud about the color of your skin, did you make any choice? Did you tell God what to do? If you are proud about your nationality, did you choose where you were to be born? Listen, if God has blessed you, be humble. Number two, he said they had fullness of food, abundance of food. Does it sound like a place you know? Too much food. Too much food to waste. And then look at number three, abundance of idleness. The abundance of idleness. And then number four, they did not strengthen the hand of the poor and the needy. Oh, how I wish I could. Well, this is not the preach time, but the preach was coming out of me. Justice, help for the broken. And then finally, they were haughty, and because of that, they committed abomination. The abomination is the only thing, the homosexuality, that is the only thing that we preach about all the time. But Ezekiel the prophet is giving us an insight that the reason why God rained fire from heaven and cinderized the twin cities of Sodom and Gomorrah was pride, overabundance of food, then abundance of idleness. Please don't be idle, and do not make excuses for your idleness. I have a question for you. How much of your time, the 24 hours that God gives to you every day, how much of it do you spend profitably? Have you thought about the many unprofitable ventures that you apply yourself every day? You sit somewhere and you talk and talk and talk, and you are so tired you sleep in your shoes. What about social media? How much in ordinary time do you spend on social media? Please listen, I am never against social media. I am all for social media. This is a tool and not a weapon. This is a tool and not a weapon. Social media is a tool. It's not a weapon. Unfortunately, people use social media as weapons on the attack all the time. Can you turn it around for a change and begin to alter your thinking and understand that once you are using social media as a weapon to go after people, to call out people, other people are using social media to monetize and make money. People pick up issues, hot topics, and just go on the rampage, and money hits their account. And you spend all that time throwing shades. You spend all your time doing that, all different platforms. You think about that. Please. Apart from, listen, social media, for me, part of it is for relaxation. You know, I watch a whole lot of people, and I laugh, and it releases tension and stress over me. I have a lot of entertainment there. I look at people, I watch people, very interesting things happen over there. It's beautiful. Listen, hey, it's life, man. We don't have forever. Laugh. Let people make you laugh. Also make people laugh. You can't be uptight all the time. But listen, how much of it, apart from just entertainment, do you use profitably? Today, there are a number of hits you get on YouTube, and they pay you. You can monetize it. Can place money in your account. You don't know it, research it. I can't do that, but somebody can tell you. It's all over the place. You can do it. There are things you can begin to do. Listen, if you can cook, get on YouTube, teach people how to cook. Let them hit, let them subscribe. All of us will come and help you. You monetize. Pick up issues, not insults. Pick up issues, important issues. Talk about, let people come in, let people, and listen, that is how you use your time profitably so you don't become idle. Please listen to me. Please listen and listen well. This thing that I hold in my hand today, a cell phone, every one of you has a smartphone. Listen, it is a university for progress. And you can utilize it profitably. Today, there is almost nothing, as it were, on this side of heaven called the earth, information-wise, that you cannot find on your cell phone. You think about it. You can go to school. You can pass exams. You can do all things using your cell phone profitably, using your device profitably. So the question again, why are you standing idle all day? When will you stop the daydreaming? Listen, if you want your dreams to come to pass, wake up. You can't live in a make-believe world. It doesn't happen. That world is not there. It doesn't receive rent from nobody because it's non-existent. This is the real world. When will you stop your wishful thinking? I wish. There's the old English saying that says that if wishes were horses, beggars will ride. Don't forget that. When will you stop the blame game? To blame somebody for where you are is empowering them to control you. I said to blame somebody for where you are is to empower them to control you. Listen, every one of us have sad stories to tell. All of us have been betrayed before. All of us have been let down before. All of us have gone through people have made us promises they couldn't keep. After all, they are not God. But we need to grow out of that. And sometimes, listen, go ahead in life, not because somebody helped you, but in spite of the fact that somebody did whatever they did for you. Stop the excuses. Stop the blames. Because life, I've grown enough in this life to realize that life is a series of doors. I'm talking about unending opportunities every day. Doors of opportunity are set before you. And so today, I'm asking of you, I'm begging of you, will you resign from the ministry of idleness and get going? Will you snap out of the state of inertia, not moving, and go on? Do something. Do something. Remember, in the Decalogue, in the 10 Commandments, he said to us, 6 days shall you labor. Labor. 6 days shall you work. It's work. God is a worker. He that watches over Israel doesn't slumber nor sleep. God is a worker. Please, don't find excuses around you. There is a story that I want to tell you, and I hope I'm carrying you alongside very well. In a few minutes, we shall be done. There's a story about some 4 guys who became very close friends. And the reason why they became close friends was that they had the same calamity. You know, misery loves company. And birds of the same feather, they tell us, flock together. And these 4 guys had an unfortunate situation. Life had dealt them a bad hand. And it was a medical situation. They were lepers. And in those days, in the times that those guys lived, if you contracted leprosy, it was a death sentence. No known cure. It was a slow, painful, debilitating death. Your skin, you begin to itch, your skin begin to whiten, and your digits, your fingers and your toes, they begin to fall off. Sometimes your nose, the cartilage, the whatever causes the leprosy begins to eat away until you become so grotesque. And it's very, very contagious. So in those days, even in God's word, the moment somebody contracted leprosy, they were ostracized outside the gates of the city. And these 4 guys, they were suffering for something they didn't sign up for. They found themselves outside the confines of the city. And they were hungry. And one day another army came to attack the city that they had been banished from. Can you imagine how life sometimes can pile on trouble upon trouble? And these guys sat down one day, and a light bulb went off with one and said to the guys a burning question: why are we sitting here until we die? I'm asking you a question, my friend. Why sit there until you die? Why sit in that misery? Why sit in the unforgiveness? Why sit in the pain of your yesterday? Why sit in the hurt? Why sit in the fear? Why sit in some past failure? Why sit in that name calling? Why sit in that rejection until you die? What a destiny-defining question. Please hear me. If you sit where you sit, even if you're on the right path, and you sit there and not go somewhere, something is going to run over you. Don't do that. The 4 lepers, they realized that if we sit here idle, the prospects of our lives won't change. We need to do something. And so they said, you know what? Let's go. The enemy is there, but let's report ourselves there. If they save us alive, we're alive. If they kill us, listen, what have we got to lose? Listen, people who determine I've got nothing to lose, you lose nothing. If you don't bow, you don't bear. Because anything that you compromise to get in this world, you will lose eventually. Stand up for something. And let me tell you something. I'm going to put it out there on your screen. You're going to like it. When they changed their position, God changed their situation. Listen, if you change your position today, God will change your position. Maybe not. Maybe I'm not going to put it on the screen. But listen, why are you sitting there idle all day? Today, I want to help you get up and break out of idleness and realize that God doesn't love somebody better than he loves you. Life is not kinder to somebody than is kinder to you. Everybody you meet is going through something. The only difference is that there are people who don't advertise their misery like you do. So let me give you 4 quick keys and I'll step out of your way today. Just 4 quick ones. I'm going to step out of you in a few minutes. Number 1, you must learn to see opportunities. Locate opportunities. Learn to see opportunities. Because I realize that in this life, opportunities are either coming towards you or they are passing you by. Opportunities are always coming towards you or they are passing you by. If you truly look for opportunity, you find opportunity everywhere. Have you realized that anytime you buy a particular brand of car, all of a sudden you begin to see the same brand all over the place? That is how life is. If you determine to see opportunity, you will see it. Let this ambassador of hope tell you today. Let me encourage you. You are not stuck. That is not your lot in life. Don't resign yourself to fate. Don't bow to fate. Vow to rate. Determine that I will not sit here forever. Because there are no closed doors. There are closed minds. There are no closed doors. There are only closed minds. And on your screen, I put it out there for you. Find a reason. Don't find an excuse. Because there's a difference between a reason and an excuse. Don't manufacture excuses. All around you, may God open your eyes to see opportunities around. Because there are opportunities everywhere, ladies and gentlemen. Opportunities everywhere. They are all over the place. Do you know something called perception? Perception is greater than sight. Oh yes, I want to say it again. I want to sit tight. Listen, perception is greater, it's more powerful than sight. What do I mean? Because listen, don't believe what your eyes always tell you. Because perception can give you a different dimension of something that has been scaring you. 2 people can use their sight to see the same thing. One sees a barrier, one sees an opportunity. It's perception. They locate opportunity. Some time ago, I read a story about two guys. One of them was sent to an island to go and sell shoes. And on that island, nobody had ever wears shoes. So he went there, and then he realized that nobody wore shoes in that place. So he sent a message back and said, listen, get me back, because nobody wears shoes here. I can't do business. And so they got him back and they sent another person. And when he went, He sent a message back to them and said, listen, send me more shoes because people don't wear shoes here and I'm going to teach them how to wear shoes. And I don't think I have enough for it to go around. What was the difference? Perception, the way you see opportunity. All around you, there is opportunity. Don't wallow in misery. Don't cry about what you don't have. And ladies and gentlemen, learn. Listen, I know you're a Christian. I know God hears you. Pray that God will open your eyes to see opportunities around you. Maybe your calamity is your opportunity. Maybe your trouble is your opportunity. Maybe the things that you have gone through is your opportunity. I was talking to a group that I was mentoring the other day, and in the questions that came up, I said to a gentleman who was talking about a particular issue, I said, maybe that is your calling to fix it. And in fixing that, maybe that is what will give you breakthrough of success in life. Don't let your past painful experience just bog you down, and then you sit idle all day to the end of your life. You can't do that. I think about a story that I read many years ago. I'm sure you went to some good schools and you read the story, Great Expectations. And Miss Havisham was about to get married, all dressed up, waiting for the groom to show up in the castle. And at a particular time, she got a note that the groom said, he can't do this, he has pulled out. The woman was so hurt, she was so bitter, that she sat down in her wedding dress, caused all the clocks in the castle to stop at that particular time when she got the bad news, when somebody threw a spanner into her works. And for years, she sat at that one place. The cakes, the reception, everything, cobwebs everywhere broken down, and she sat at that same place. Listen, are you Miss Havisham? Has somebody thrown a spanner into your works? Somebody gave you bad news, somebody betrayed you, somebody let you down. No, let it become an opportunity to do something. I know this is a cliche that has been said over and over, but let me add my voice to it. I don't think it hurts anything. It said, if life gives you lemons, turn them to lemonade. See opportunity. Number two, when you see the opportunity, then you must learn to seize the opportunity. Because it's a different matter seeing something and a totally different matter taking opportunity of it. Because there's nothing profitable about just seeing the opportunity, writing about the opportunity, talking about the opportunity, and doing nothing about the opportunity. You are thirsty, you see water, and then you write beautiful poems about water. Oh, this is flowing water. It looks cool. What good would it do? So you have to learn to seize it. Again, please, let me repeat this. What may be a problem could be an opportunity waiting for you to seize it. One of the greatest airlines in the world is Virgin. Virgin Atlantic, Virgin Australia, Virgin America. It was founded by British entrepreneur Richard Branson. Richard Branson was a guy who had entrepreneurship on the inside of him. And one day, he was traveling to the British Virgin Islands. I think he was going to meet his girlfriend or some fiancé. And when they got to Puerto Rico, their flight was grounded. They couldn't go. And he needed to get to the BVI, the British Virgin Islands. He needed to go. And there was no flight. So an idea hit him, calamity. If it was somebody, you throw a tantrum, you go to the checkout desk, you kick them until the police even comes to get you. But not with Richard. He got an idea and he said, you know something? Right there, I think I'm going to charter a flight. Then he went and worked it out, and there was a charter company and said, I want to charter a flight to the British Virgin Islands. He worked something out and they gave him a deal. Then he took a cardboard, I beg your pardon, and he calculated the number of seats in order either to break even or to make a little profit. And he said, he wrote on it, who is ready? There's a flight going to the British Virgin Islands. Only one way, $39. One way, $39. And guess what? In a few minutes, he filled every seat. And that is where the dream came alive for him to form Virgin Atlantic. He had Virgin Records, where they sold records, music and things, but now it's Virgin Atlantic. One of the finest airlines that I have flown on. Their services, amazing. I'm not doing an advert for him, but I'm talking about my experience because, listen, churches, businesses, everything, many times they grow out of verbal endorsement. They grow. Many times your adverts don't say anything, people, word of mouth, it happens. So he did that. Please listen. If you wait for conditions to be perfect, I suggest to you that you may wait forever. So learn to seize the opportunity. Say, nobody is doing it, do it anyway. Nobody has never done it. That is why you are waiting for you. Do it. Seize that opportunity. You saw it, do it. This idea has been coming to you over and over and over and over. Why are you sitting until you die? Listen, for every time, listen to me, every time somebody does something new, there are many people who thought about that same idea but didn't do it. And the question is, wow, I thought about it. Why didn't I do it? Why are you sitting? Seize the opportunity. When you see it, see it. And the third thing is use the opportunity. Learn to use it. When you see, opportunities are not there for opportunity's sake. Doors are not there for doors' sake. Doors are set before you for you to exit or to enter. They are for egress and ingress. And listen, whenever an opportunity presents itself, take it and use it. In fact, Leonard Ravenhill, one of the great thinkers of some bygone years, said that if an opportunity of a lifetime presents itself, it must be taken within the lifetime of that opportunity. When an opportunity of a lifetime presents itself, it must be taken within the lifetime of that opportunity. Which means what opportunity you may get today, if you don't use it tomorrow, it will not be an opportunity again. You may get other opportunities, but that particular opportunity, I can't verify this story, please don't get me wrong, but it makes sense. I can't verify it. But you know, the founder of Facebook, he had some friends, you know, I think he called, I heard about 5 of his friends to come to his dorm room in Harvard to think about the business opportunity that has hit him. On that day, only 2 of his friends showed up and 3 others didn't show up. And that is how Facebook was born. And out of that, now, Zuckerberg, he's almost as rich as me, almost. He won't get to me, but he's almost as rich as me. His 2 other friends who showed up that night are also billionaires. They are little fries in my case, but they are billionaires. But can you think about how those other ones are going to feel? Listen, what are people's greatest needs in your nation? It's your opportunity. Can you use it? What are the needs in your neighborhood? In your community? Any needs? Because anytime you see a need, it's an opportunity for you to break through. Because if you meet those needs, you will be rewarded. Let me say something to you, businessman, businesswoman. Don't start a business for the sole aim that I just want to make money. Such people don't break through. Meet a need first, and that need becomes a business and the reward will follow. Meet a need first. Because there are people who start businesses and they never break through because they started the business because they just want to make money. No. Meet a particular need, something that somebody is not doing, and then use it. And no matter what your naysayers say, seize the opportunity. Use the opportunity. If you can sing, please don't let your singing die on the inside of you. Don't become a star in the shower. Sing. Have a project. Go. If you can't sing, don't do it. But if you can, do it. Sing. Bless people. Monetize your singing. Let the world know it. Know it. Let social media pay for it. Can you cook? You know, honestly, I know my limits. I know my limits. I know what I'm good at and what I'm just hopeless at. Cooking is not one of my gifts. But you know, it's so interesting that sometimes I spend a lot of time, not too much, watching cooking shows. I just enjoy just watching. And maybe if there are 1 million people like me who just watch, can you imagine what happens to the person who is doing that? They are monetizing it. I haven't tried it. The only thing I can cook is tea, hot water. That's fine. I can even cook water and get it burnt as a burnt offering. You know, this is a lighter moment. But do that. You go on social media, find a way to do something with it. You can write a book, motivate people, write a children's book. Somebody you are watching me, write a children's book. Write something for your community, help them out. Oh, you can teach children, tutor them. It's a blessing. Oh, I know you can sew. I know you can sew. I know you can do hair. Can you get it out of your kitchen? Get a website, sell those clothing, do something, fashion. Use your opportunity. It's now. And finally, I cannot finish by not saying this. Give opportunity. When you see opportunity, you seize opportunity, you use opportunity, there comes a time that you also have to give opportunity. This, ladies and gentlemen, is my secret, and it will be your secret to fulfillment in life. Help others to get opportunities in life. On Sunday, I had opportunity to go serve in another church sometime in the afternoon. And a bishop and his wife were celebrating the anniversary. And a young man and his wife came over. They were starting the church, and I was talking to them. And then I made a statement, and I said, one of my greatest determinations, and I said to them that if you are the only person who becomes successful in a place, in effect, you have failed. Don't sit back and say, I'm the largest church and everybody is small. I am the head honcho and everybody is nothing. You have failed. Because if your success, if your breakthrough doesn't affect other people, then you're in trouble. Because when you help other people to come up, number one, you will minimize jealousy. And in the end, it blesses you. That is why I'm totally committed to helping you to rise up, to become big. When it comes to the issue of church, I'm forever pouring my life. Listen, in July, we're going to have our ISI conference, Iron Sharpens Iron, for pastors and leaders. I've got tremendous, serious speakers coming. Listen, most of the burden, I shoulder them myself, my wife and I shoulder, and I'm talking about thousands of dollars for that. Because I want to make somebody's life better and create an opportunity. Today, determined to make every day a profitable day. Can you cut up and shred every covenant that you have with idleness? Yes, rest if you must, but work when you should. The future is resident. It's not ahead of you. It's resident on the inside of you, and it's so bright that when I look at you, it hurts my eyes. Go for it. Why are you sitting here idle all day? Listen, get up. Start it. Start from somewhere. You may fail. Get up again. Learn it. Learn it. Learn it. Little by little, you will get there. Maybe you have missed some great opportunities. Don't let that one define you. You are not a failure. Falling down doesn't make you a failure. It's staying there that makes you one. Get up one more time. Go and look again. Go and hit it again. Start it again. Move it again. Don't stand there idle all day. This is from the Ambassador of Hope to you today. I pray that this will be a blessing. I hope you've made some notes, or you can always go back and look at it again. Listen to me. Idleness is a curse. It's not good. It's a self-imposed curse. It's a limiting curse. Shake yourself and do something. Listen, I've been to many nations. I've observed nations. Nations that the fabric of the society are allergic to hard work and want easy life. Those nations are desperately poor. They blame everybody and everything for whatever happens to them. You can't keep blaming your government. You can't keep blaming your leaders. Get up and do something. In the midst of darkness, the one with the light becomes the one that people gravitate towards. Stand up with distinction. Separate yourself from the bottom, which are too crowded with turkeys, and rise like an eagle. I will see you at the top. And listen, I want to give you an opportunity to help out in this ministry. I've told you every time that we are putting up a leadership institute for Africa. One of Africa's greatest problems is leadership, and I don't even want to go there now. But we want to help. So please, if you can help us, we're going to put our giving platforms out there. And then after that, I'm going to tell you what we are going to do next week. So please don't run. You can do some PayPal. You can just go to PayPal and find Advanced Life and help us out. Or if you're in the continental United States, Cash App 678-896-1772. In just 10 seconds, please, can you do that? Can you just be a blessing? Listen, don't forget. It's part of my teaching today for you to help us. So please help us to do that. Help us to do that. When we put up that leadership institute, and we are training people from all over Africa, we are helping Africa. Listen, Africa is desperate. Africa needs help. Africa is part of the Community of Nations. Why would people from sub-Saharan Africa fight through the desert, hostile territory, chased by hungry dogs, wild dogs, and not even found in and danger, then get to the Mediterranean, rickety boats, sink in the Mediterranean, because they are running away from bad leaders. Bad leaders. So please help us out. PayPal, Advanced Life. Or Cash App, 678-896-1772. Thank you for your giving. We are very grateful. We always acknowledge that. And God richly bless you. Listen, next Tuesday, our next episode, that will be the last burning question for May. And that will be, it's going to be interesting. Listen, we are going to do therapy. I'm going to pray for people because some things are going to come down. And it's called, How Long Will You Mourn? That is for next Tuesday. That will be our burning questions. How long will you mourn? Trust me, chains will be broken. Tears will wash your soul. Burdens will be lifted. Yokes will be destroyed. Freedom will come to somebody. But for today, why are you sitting here idle all day? I pray for you in the name of the Lord Jesus, that the Lord will give you wisdom. Wisdom to snap out of idleness. Wisdom to open your eyes to see opportunities. Wisdom to seize those opportunities and use them, and then give back to humanity. God bless you. God keep you. God protect you. God strengthen you. God keep you in life. Keep you in life and health until we meet again. My name is Frank Ofosu-Appiah, your ambassador of hope. I love you, and I'll see you next.